Hey everyone, welcome back to the Toy Foolery, and today we're checking out the Venom from the Spider-Man animated series. Hopefully this toy is worth the money. Stay tuned and find out. We are Venom. Yeah, that was a really bad impersonation. But here we have the Venom figure. This looks like a repaint of the comic book version of Spider-Man Venom. I think a lot of people were clamoring for it when they got the Spider-Man Venom, and it was the red and blue highlights, which was very common for the show, but not Venom that we know. So we ended up with, I think, a repaint, and I could be wrong. Someone let me know. I did not get that one because I already had the Venom from the Riot and Shriek 2-pack, so it made no sense to get another Venom. But I got this one because, one, it's the color that I expect, and it's Venom. You can't have too many of them. And I think right now I have, like, besides Ancient Venom, I have like 4 others outside the MCU, so not too bad. But before we do anything, let's see if this box is better than your mom. This box better than the box he was held in. On the front, we get a cool picture of Venom with his jaw and tongue hanging out, very similar to what we see in there. We see the Spider-Man animated logo on top. And then on the back, we get the same picture on the front. And that is it. And we get a work about Venom. It's a little disappointing. And this is just me. I don't like the retro card figures because they put the minimum amount of effort into it. So is the box bad? No. If you look at the front itself has a lot of shelf appeal, but it's not my cup of tea. So let's crack this thing open and see.
Oh, what's in the box?
In the box, we get Venom, and we get 2 fists. Not too shabby. And we get an additional head with his tongue in his mouth. Would Mills have shot you for this? I'm going to say no, because outside of some really extravagant changes to Venom, like a bulkier back or something, there's not much you can give him. And you did get alternate fists, and you got an alternate head, so not too bad. Not too bad at all. Let's check out the design on this guy and see how he stands out to the other Venoms that are in most people's collections. So on this Venom, we get a general black body with the Venom logo on the back. He does have butterfly joints, so that's really good. He does not have any waist articulation, but we'll get into that. Look at that mouth. That's really creepy. We'll take a closer look at that when we get to an extreme close-up. And we have some detailed webs, which I'm not sure if that's supposed to be muscular striations or if that's just webs on his forearms. But yeah, this is fairly decent. It's hard to rate Venom for design because Venom is usually just a black piece of plastic with the Spider-Man logo on the chest. So it's not fair. Let's do an extreme close-up and see how well these small details on this thing stand out. So as you can see, Venom actually has some small details that make it stand out a little bit, but maybe not the things that are going to sell people on this figure, but some small details. So if you look at his forehead, has some little details in his forehead that give him a little bit of a pop there. And then they did a decent job with the logo on his chest. It's really hard to mess up a Spider-Man logo. The only few toys I've seen in the past where it's been screwed up has been on the Spider-Woman figure, the Cyborg Spider-Woman figure, and on some of the Spider-Verse figures. But for the most part, they don't screw it up. And also on the 6-arm Spider-Man, that was bad. Then if you look here, like I said, it's either webs or striation or some of the symbiote. But there's some detail here in his forearm that's really cool. And that is it. There is nothing else to this figure. And maybe I'm a little disappointed by that. I'm not sure what to say. Like I said, just a big piece of plastic with a Spider-Man logo on it. Not much to ask for, not much to get. So the only another thing that's really cool, and we're going to zoom in on it, there's texture on his tongue. And I'm not sure if it's translating well because of the lights, but there's a texture on his tongue which makes it stand out a little bit more than it would if it was not textured. That's pretty cool. And he has a long tongue. So these are small details that kind of save this figure from being a plain figure. I mean, it really is just a plain black body with the Spider-Man logo across it. And then some, I'm not sure if these are unique forearms, and we'll check to see how they stand up to the other figure. But yeah. But speaking of the other figure, let's see how he stacks up to the other Venom. And here we have the two Venoms. Now, I really did like the other Venom that came with the 3-pack for Riot and Shriek, or whatever the other one is. I didn't really care. I really wanted Riot and this Venom. We get this cool Eddie Brock head. And we're not reviewing this one, but I'm just saying I really did like this figure. And one of the things that I did notice is that, yes, they do have the same forearms. They're identical. In fact, they may have the same hands. In fact, they might have the same arms. So, and legs. I think the only difference between these two figures is the upper torso. And this Venom is a hair taller. Just a hair. If you look at his shoulders, he's a hair taller. But other than that, and this one's a little bit wider. And this one has a waist swivel, and this one does not. But other than that, they are identical figures. And then they have a different head. So they reused the legs, the arms, and they put a new torso on it. I don't know if it's a better torso, but we'll see. Let's check out the back to see if there's any difference in the deco application for the old Venom. And the logo on the back of this Venom is actually way better. And is actually, if you look, he has different muscles in his back. Not different muscles, but they're pronounced differently. His delts and his lats are actually way larger. So it's a totally different torso, but the legs and the arms are exactly the same. So do with that as you will. I do like the way the logo on this figure sits on him better. It makes him look bigger in the back. It looks like he doesn't skip back day at all. Where this one, it scoops under his lats and makes it look a little weird. In fact, it makes his lats look more pronounced because the white goes over it. But we're not talking about anatomy or working out. We are going to talk about toys. So let's see if this new Venom can squat. Let's see. Venom actually has an upper body rocker. Nice. And then he has a lower torso crunch. So upper body rocker, lower torso crunch. Not too bad. Optimus just fell. Move out the way, Optimus. He has upper bicep swivel. He has, can't get quite 90. Doing his best Randy Orton impression. Upper bicep swivel. No swivel in the wrists, in the forearm, but he does have swivel in his turn in his wrist. And he has cut in upper thigh. He has no boot cut. So we are going to do, and he is in a good squatting position. No hindrance from the tongue on his torso, even though the way they built his head, he is not able to look up. This is him maxed out in his looking up. That's him looking up. This is him looking down. So while for some reason, and it's not his lats, maybe his chest is stopping him from looking down, but definitely the way the neck is designed, he's not able to look all the way down, but he's able to get into a decent squat and hold the squat by himself. So not too bad. Let's see if he can superhero land, and he should, because not only does he have an upper torso rocker, he does have butterfly joints to make up for any shortfalls. Oh, and he does have a swivel and a hinge on the foot. Let's stretch you out. And can he superhero land? He is trying, and he is kind of there. He is kind of there. Butterfly joint helps a bit on it. He is leaning more to the side. The bigger problem is that he does not have the waist turn, and he literally is one piece of articulation away. This torso gives him the upper body rocker to give him a little bit more flexibility than with the old Venom, but without the waist swivel, he is missing just a little bit more torque to get him into a superhero landing pose. So a little disappointing, but not too bad for his articulation. Let's talk money. This was a Target exclusive, and he was 25 bucks. I bought him immediately because I was like, hey, you know what? It looks like a new torso. And my guess was right, especially the way they applied the new logo to make it actually look better than the other Venom. So for 25 bucks, I was like, sure. And you get the alternate, you get a different alternate head than what you got with the other Venom. So it was a kind of a no-brainer for me. Venom is one of my favorite anti-heroes, like Wolverine. So yeah. Aftermarket prices on this thing is stupid. I think it's going for like 35, 40 bucks. If you're a fan of Venom, get this. Or you can get the Riot 3-pack. That one probably also sold out, but you probably can still check it out on Amazon. I hope. I don't know right now because I haven't looked for that thing since it came out last year. Anyway, let's give Venom a wrap up and see what his final score is going to be. Let's wrap up Venom. The box for the Venom is the normal Spider-Man retro card, and it's pretty decent, but I wish they would do more than just one photo. Just one photo. As for the design, this Venom is awesome. He has traps and delts and all kinds of muscles on his back and lats. Oh my god. Even the design on the spider wraps around his lats properly. I really love the design on this toy. As for the ability to move, this thing is surprisingly flexible and is able to squat very easily, and it does have close to a superhero landing, but not quite. And as for a price, if you can get it on the original price at $25, it's definitely worth the money. And for my final score, I'm giving Venom a 7 out of 8. That's it for me, guys. I'll catch you in the next toy review. Peace.